The scene unfolds before the commencement of the highly anticipated tournament, where Jonathan, the captain of the renowned Dimitry Knights, rallies his soldiers. They stand in disciplined formation. Jonathan addresses them with a grave tone. He begins, "As you are all aware, this competition is hosted by none other than the esteemed young master Roman." Jonathan continues, "And among the competitors stands Chris, the ex-vice captain of the Knight Order, a formidable opponent." He implores his soldiers to watch Chris closely, to learn from his techniques and strategies, recognizing the opportunity to elevate themselves as Knights of the Dimitry Order. The soldiers respond in unison, their voices ringing out in affirmation, "Yes, sir." In the arena, Chris, having already triumphed in the first round, prepares for his next challenge. Jonathan observes from the sidelines, a mix of surprise and admiration flickering across his features as he witnesses Chris's skill firsthand. He marvels at how Chris has grown stronger since his days in the Knight Order. Meanwhile, Chris stands poised and focused, seeing himself not just as a participant, but as a representation of Lord Roman's authority. He is determined to vanquish any opponent who dares to stand in his way, ensuring that none shall question the supremacy of his lord. As the rounds progress, Chris's dominance becomes increasingly evident. With each victory, he pushes himself further, feeling a relentless drive to excel. Yet, despite his remarkable performance, he remains unsatisfied, craving more challenges to overcome. Jonathan watches in astonishment as Chris dispatches his opponents with breathtaking speed and precision. He wonders silently how Chris has attained such formidable strength, pondering the influence of young Master Roman on his protege. Meanwhile, among the other participants, a sense of resignation begins to spread. Some soldiers, faced with the daunting prospect of confronting Chris, choose to concede defeat rather than risk humiliation. They rationalize that it is better to withdraw gracefully than to suffer a humiliating defeat on the battlefield. However, one soldier, Farrell, refuses to yield to despair. Despite his doubts about his ability to defeat Chris, he resolves to face him head-on, if only to prove his worth. Farrell sets himself a modest goal, to last just 1 minute against the formidable opponent. As the match begins, Farrell braces himself for the inevitable onslaught. But before he can even mount a defense, Chris charges forward with unparalleled speed, delivering a devastating blow that ends the match in a matter of seconds. The arena falls silent as Jonathan and the other spectators watch in awe at Chris's unparalleled skill. Chris's dominance in the tournament was nothing short of extraordinary. After securing victory in the first round, he proceeded to blaze through the following rounds with astonishing speed. In a mere 27 seconds, he had conquered 5 rounds, leaving spectators in awe and opponents in dismay. The Northeastern Alliance Association could only watch in horror as Chris's unstoppable momentum seemed to defy all expectations. As Chris surged ahead, other competitors also showcased their formidable skills. Kevin's ferociousness earned him victory in Group 2, while Vulcan and Pukey relied on their immense physical strength to overpower their opponents in Groups 3 and 4. Henderson, against all odds, surprised everyone with an unexpected victory in Group 5, further adding to the intrigue of the tournament. Yet, amidst the flurry of victories, there remained one last hope for the Northeastern Alliance Association, facing off against McBurney in Group 6. The scene then shifted to Count Conrad, who, with a keen eye, assessed the readiness of his knight, Gabriel. Gabriel, displaying unwavering confidence, assured Count Conrad of his peak condition, a testament to the rigorous training he had undergone since childhood under the Conrad family's guidance. Count Conrad reflected on Gabriel's journey, recognizing him as the family's secret weapon. As a 3-star swordsman, Gabriel possessed unparalleled skill and expertise. Despite the absence of aura, prohibited in the competition, Gabriel's prowess was undeniable, setting him apart from his competitors. As Count Conrad observed McBurney's advancement to round 3, he couldn't help but attribute it to mere luck. However, he was certain that the end was nigh for McBurney, or rather, for Roman Dimitry. Addressing Gabriel, Count Conrad reminded him of the fate that had befallen all other swordsmen of the Northeastern Alliance Association, leaving Gabriel as the sole contender standing. He cautioned Gabriel against any sense of pity, emphasizing the need to relentlessly crush McBurney, despite his one-armed status. Gabriel, upon hearing Count Conrad's words, resolved that there was no conceivable way he could lose to a one-armed opponent. As Gabriel entered the arena, his gaze fell upon McBurney, whose diminished sense of balance betrayed the loss of his limb. Gabriel pondered how a commoner knight like McBurney, who had once seemed incapable of ascending to knighthood even with 2 arms, could now vie for victory in a competition that epitomized a knight's honor and pride, despite his newfound handicap. As the match commenced, Gabriel charged forward, confident in his abilities and choosing not to rely on aura to prove his superiority. He launched a barrage of attacks, each aimed at overwhelming McBurney. Yet, to Gabriel's surprise, McBurney skillfully blocked every strike that came his way. Gabriel's keen anticipation led him to predict McBurney's next move, a necessary dodge to the right to evade the impending attack. As Gabriel had foreseen, McBurney swiftly shifted in the anticipated direction, unwittingly leaving one side vulnerable. Recognizing the opening, Gabriel seized the moment, swiftly launching his strike toward McBurney's exposed flank. But McBurney, defying expectations, managed to thwart Gabriel's attack with ease. This unexpected defense left Gabriel puzzled, struggling to comprehend the unorthodox movements of his opponent. McBurney relentlessly countered, launching a barrage of strikes at Gabriel, who skillfully parried each blow. Witnessing Gabriel's unwavering defense, frustration seeped into his veins. In a moment of impatience, Gabriel summoned his inner strength, channeling his aura to forcefully repel McBurney backward. In that charged moment, Gabriel's mind churned with a realization. McBurney's journey to the third round wasn't a stroke of luck, it was a testament to his cunning. Despite the apparent imbalance caused by the absence of an arm, McBurney wielded it to his advantage, leveraging it as a strategic tool rather than a hindrance. The scene then shifted to a memory of Roman, imparting wisdom to McBurney. Roman emphasized the fundamental importance of balance in swordsmanship, revealing the existence of the left-arm sword art, a technique devised by a one-armed swordsman. Roman marveled at the creator's resilience and determination, contrasting it with McBurney's initial sense of hopelessness. Through flashbacks, McBurney's journey unfolded, a journey fraught with feelings of inadequacy and despair. He grappled with his disability, struggling to find purpose and meaning in his life. However, as time passed, McBurney refused to succumb to despair. Instead, he clung to a flicker of hope, a hope that ignited a fire within him, propelling him to overcome his limitations and master the left-arm sword art. In a solemn oath to his lord, Roman, McBurney vowed to emerge victorious in the competition, declaring that his life as a swordsman was far from over. Returning to the present moment, McBurney skillfully parried Gabriel's attack before swiftly launching himself into the air. With precision, he delivered a decisive strike to Gabriel's chest, bringing him down with a triumphant smile. In that moment, McBurney credited Roman for granting him a newfound sense of purpose and vitality, breathing new life into his journey as a swordsman. The arena echoed with the resounding victories of Dimitry's swordsmen, each triumph solidifying their dominance over the northeastern region. Their success left the members of the Northeastern Alliance Association at a loss for words, their defeat glaringly evident. Count Conrad, a key figure in the association, found himself stunned by the turn of events. The once formidable reputation of the alliance now lay shattered at their feet, shattered by the overwhelming might of Dimitry. As Count Conrad grappled with the realization of their defeat, he couldn't help but wonder when Dimitry had become so formidable. Shocked and shaken, he questioned the nature of the adversary he had provoked, realizing that even with the support of the central government, victory against Dimitry was far from assured. The other members of the alliance looked to Count Conrad for guidance, seeking direction in the wake of their crushing loss. Acknowledging the defeat of all their swordsmen, Count Conrad grimly accepted the harsh reality that the alliance would now be reduced to mere followers in the region. With a heavy heart, they made the decision to withdraw from the arena, their hopes of reclaiming their former glory dashed by the overwhelming strength of Dimitry. Meanwhile, among the spectators, whispers of astonishment and speculation filled the air. Many marveled at the sudden rise in strength of Chris and his comrades, pondering the role of Roman Dimitry in their transformation. Among them, a brown-haired soldier offered insight into the significance of leadership within a reputable swordsman family. He explained that every such family had a standout leader, whose skill and leadership abilities propelled them to greatness. In the case of Dimitry, it was Roman Dimitry himself who had risen to become the preeminent swordsman, elevating the family's status through his own strength and leadership. This revelation shed light on the clear direction in which the swordsmen of the northeastern region were now headed. To succeed in the competitive world of swordsmanship, the soldier emphasized, one had to pledge their loyalty to Dimitry. It was evident that the once dominant force of the Northeastern Alliance Association had been eclipsed by the rising power of Dimitry, and those aspiring to greatness as swordsmen would need to align themselves with the formidable family. The scene then shifted to Roman himself, who stood tall amidst the jubilant participants from Dimitry. He offered his congratulations to each of them, recognizing their outstanding performance in the tournament. Roman acknowledged that among those who had sworn loyalty to him, there were those who did so out of necessity, driven by the need for strength, while others did so out of genuine respect for his leadership and prowess. Amidst the myriad complexities of human relationships, Roman harbors a distinct aversion to entanglement. While recognizing that some may find themselves with limited options, Roman maintains a preference for simplicity. Emotions, Roman believes, can forge a bond as tight as any, yet his vision of an ideal relationship transcends mere sentimentality. For Roman, the pinnacle of companionship lies in a reciprocal exchange, where both parties bring something of value to the table. In Roman's realm, this reciprocity ensures a steadfastness that endures the test of time. The soldiers under Roman's command yearn for something from their leader, and in turn, Roman seeks something from them. It's a symbiosis that fortifies their connection, enabling it to weather even the most prolonged passages of time. Roman holds in high regard the ambition of his soldiers to grow stronger, viewing it as a testament to their dedication. He implores them never to lose sight of this pursuit. After all, each soldier is handpicked by Roman himself, a testament to his unwavering faith in their abilities. Just as Roman has never doubted their capacity for victory, he urges them to harbor the same unyielding belief in themselves. In a gesture of appreciation and recognition, Roman generously rewarded the victors of the competition with 10 gold coins and 3 days of well-deserved respite. He hoped that they would relish their rewards, expressing heartfelt gratitude for their unwavering dedication and allegiance. The scene transitions to Roman's office, where Lucas delivers his findings on the Alliance Association's movements. He informs Roman that, in line with his expectations, the association has abandoned any plans to confront Dimitry. Lucas asserts that they are unlikely to challenge Dimitry again unless a golden opportunity presents itself. Roman acknowledges the inherent limitations of control in the world. He reflects on the inevitability of dissent, even under the rule of a wise leader. With the uncertainty surrounding Dimitry's potential conflicts with the central government, Roman stresses the importance of minimizing losses in the northeastern region. Thus, he deems the Northeastern Association alliance a necessary evil. Considering his strategy, Roman concludes that he has successfully provoked the alliance, forcing them to confront reality. He resolves that the next step is to employ power to overcome power. With determination, Roman instructs Lucas to proceed with the plan. Meanwhile, the narrative shifted to the northern outskirts of Cairo, where Count Douglas, a prominent figure with a reputation to uphold, found himself seething with frustration. His anger was directed at his workers, who, despite their efforts, had failed to apprehend a group of bandits and retrieve a crucial slush fund. The worker explained to Douglas that although the bandits in the vicinity had been subdued, locating the hidden fund proved elusive. The origin of this fund traced back to Count Barco, who, foreseeing potential conflicts like the one with the Lawrence family, had gathered funds from sources beyond the Golden Bank. Barco, backed by financial support from Count Douglas and other allies, had prepared for unforeseen situations, bringing along a powerful ally named Homeros as his ace card. However, the tides turned against Barco in the conflict with Roman, resulting in his defeat. Barco's escape attempt in the dead of night led to his demise, leaving Douglas with the grim reality that the only person who could recover the borrowed money had vanished from the world. In a moment of despair, Douglas recalled confidential discussions over meals with Barco. From these conversations, he gleaned information about the hidden slush fund. Driven by desperation, Douglas enlisted the services of the Black Moon, a clandestine group, to locate the fund. Yet, their efforts were thwarted when a group of audacious bandits intercepted the transport, making off with the valuable gold bars. The audacity of a mere bandit group absconding with such a significant treasure confounded and frustrated Douglas. Despite the setback, Douglas remained resolute in his determination to reclaim the stolen funds. He issued an impassioned decree to his men, demanding an exhaustive search throughout the northeastern region until the gold bars were recovered. As frustration loomed large, a breakthrough emerged. A worker rushed in, announcing the arrival of the Black Moon and the revelation of the gold bars' whereabouts. Anxious to expedite the recovery process, Douglas instructed his men to bring in the members of the Black Moon immediately. Among them stood Donovan, a figure draped in a cloak, and the leader of the Black Moon. Donovan bore news of a significant development. Through patient surveillance of the black market, he had uncovered the identity of those responsible for pilfering the gold bars. Douglas, fueled by impatience and a thirst for retribution, demanded that Donovan disclose the identities of the perpetrators without delay. Donovan's revelation left Count Douglas reeling with disbelief, The perpetrators of the audacious theft weren't mere bandits, but members of the Northeastern Alliance Association. As Donovan meticulously unraveled the intricate sequence of events, initially it seemed like a routine encounter with bandits, but fate intervened when the bandits crossed paths with soldiers from the Alliance Association. Exploiting the chaos, the soldiers swiftly overwhelmed the bandits and seized the horse carriage containing the stolen gold bars. Donovan asserted with conviction that the soldiers were cognizant of the carriage's ownership, implicating the association in the brazen heist. To substantiate his claims, Donovan presented a damning piece of evidence, a gold bar discovered within the black market. Its distinctive markings matched those of Barco's slush funds, confirming the association's involvement. Further investigation revealed the damning connection. The servant responsible for the illicit sale was affiliated with the Alliance. Donovan reflects on the pivotal moment when he divulged crucial information to Count Douglas, realizing the pivotal role he played in thwarting what could have been the Alliance Association's perfect crime. Yet, he acknowledges that their descent into crisis was largely self-inflicted, stemming from their ill-advised decision to make him their adversary. Contemplating the shifting dynamics within the Northeastern Alliance Association, Donovan muses that Count Douglas and his cohorts could never have fathomed the magnitude of change that unfolded within the ranks of the Black Moon. As if adding a twist to an already intricate tale, the once-renowned intelligence guild has now been assimilated into the house sect under the leadership of Hu Lucas. In its new incarnation, the Black Moon operates as a formidable entity, faithfully executing the directives of Roman Dimitry. Enraged and frustrated, Count Douglas wasted no time in mobilizing his forces. He issued urgent orders to his men, commanding them to contact the Alliance Association without delay. Vowing to ensure that the perpetrators faced swift and severe consequences, Douglas's determination burned with an intensity that matched the fury of a raging inferno. Meanwhile, within the hallowed confines of the Alliance Association's meeting room, an air of palpable tension hung heavy. The members, acutely aware of Count Douglas's fearsome reputation as the Beast of the North, trembled at the prospect of incurring his wrath. Uncertainty gnawed at their collective conscience as they grappled with the magnitude of their involvement in the theft. Attempting to alleviate the mounting anxiety, Count Conrad, a voice of reason amidst the chaos, addressed the assembly. He implored them to consider the broader implications of their actions, emphasizing that Barco's slush fund did not solely belong to Count Douglas, asserted the association's rightful claim to the slush funds lent to the Barco family. He reminded the members that they were creditors with a stake in the matter, and therefore, they should not acquiesce to Count Douglas's demands without question. This stance challenged the notion that Count Douglas held unilateral authority over the funds. Some members expressed apprehension about challenging Count Douglas, known as the formidable Beast of the North. They feared the potential consequences of defying him. However, Count Conrad dismissed their concerns, emphasizing the importance of unity and assertiveness in facing Douglas's unjust claims. Despite their reservations, the members reluctantly agreed to support Count Conrad's approach. They understood the necessity of presenting a united front against Count Douglas's overreach, even if it meant confronting a powerful adversary. Their discussion was interrupted by a worker delivering news of a communication request from the Douglas family. Count Conrad, preparing for a potentially confrontational exchange, accepted the call. On the other end of the line, Count Douglas's anger was palpable as he demanded an explanation for what he perceived as theft. In response, Count Conrad maintained his composure, acknowledging Count Douglas's frustration while reminding him of the shared responsibility for the slush funds. He argued that the funds belonged to all creditors, not just to Count Douglas. Furthermore, he pointed out Count Douglas's own questionable actions, suggesting that Douglas had initially attempted to claim the funds for himself. Count Conrad believed he had presented a compelling case against Count Douglas's claims, hoping to reason with him. However, to his surprise, Count Douglas's anger only intensified. Count Douglas vehemently asserted his family's exclusive right to the funds, rejecting Count Conrad's arguments outright. Despite Count Conrad's attempts to assuage Count Douglas's anger, his efforts fell on deaf ears. Count Douglas adamantly declared his intention to contact the central government and initiate a territorial war against the entire Northeastern Alliance Association. He vowed to expose the perceived weakness of the alliance in the aftermath of Barco's demise, painting a grim picture of their vulnerability without Barco's protection. Frightened by Count Douglas's words, Count Conrad quickly informed the other members that the Alliance Association was facing serious trouble,